All right, hello and welcome to You Should See. This week's episode, You Should See Face Off from the 90s with Nick Cage. So I'm Matt, this is Stuart, and this is Ben. Both
He's pointing. Hi.
Yeah, the pointing is a gesture for you to speak.
I'm Stuart.
I'm Matt, this is Stuart, say hi.
Hi.
And this is Ben.
Big ass booty bitches.
Yep, perfect. That's his personality. You can now date him.
Yeah.
We're going to come back to how your date went or didn't go. We're not sure if it was cancelled. But right.
It was cancelled because of the trains.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah.
But you also said it was on Tuesday.
Yeah, there was no train strike on Tuesday, man.
No, that just sort of fell apart due to timings.
Okay. Was it the wrong time of the month?
No.
Oh my god. No.
Alright, let's start again.
Stop looking at me. He's going to edit this out. No, put my engagement ring back on. That's the cold open right there.
Yeah,
all right, back on topic.
I'm going to go back to stroking the cat.
No,
okay, no, just you can stroke the cat. Okay. Stay at the same time. All right, back on topic. The way this show works, two of us have seen a movie that everyone has seen and should see, and one of us hasn't. This week, so me and Stuart have seen the movie, and Ben hasn't. So Ben, I have one question for you. Mm-hmm. You ain't seen Face Off?
No.
What do you know about Face Off?
I know it involves Nick Cage pretending to be John Travolta, pretending to be Nick Cage, and then the opposite as well.
That's pretty close. It's Castor Troy pretending to be Pollux. What's his surname? They're fucking incredible names in this movie. Yeah. It's Castor Troy pretending to be Pollux something, pretending to be Castor Troy.
Yeah.
With two of the most outrageous actors ever. So Ben, we're going to kick you out and tell the audience what we think you're going to think of this movie.
Well, I'm going to take this incredibly...
And then we're going to watch the movie and you're going to come back.
I'm going to take this incredibly...
Yeah, I had to slap his hand 4 times. This is stop eating on the podcast.
No. This is for everyone at home.
Ben has been exiled from the room. We can begin our expectations.
Why do you think everyone should see this movie?
I think it's a solid action flick from the 1990s. Nicolas Cage, of course, being outrageous as ever, and can't go wrong with John Travolta.
John Travolta can go wrong. He's gone wrong pretty hard a couple of times.
So is Nicolas Cage. I've seen their mugshots on the internet. Mugshots are all the rage right now.
Yes. Good old Trump.
Yeah, not just Trump.
I was thinking more of when... Was it the Oscars? John Travolta went on stage with an extremely surgery-looking face, sweating, and he kept touching his female co-host's face through the whole speech.
Maybe it was a bit. No,
it might have been a bit, but he just didn't look well, and it was so good.
Jesus Christ.
But speaking of touching people's faces,
yes.
Do you think Ben will notice how many face waterfalls happen in this movie?
I think Ben will notice. I did some Googling, as Matt requested, and it turns out the face touching thing is a key part of John Travolta's character. Something that then gets taken over by Nicolas Cage when he becomes it. It's sort of like his defining thing. And I'm like, that's the best you could come up with. Face touching. I'm thinking of Friends, since as part of my character, he's a face toucher.
Well, that's one way to do it.
Yeah. Expectations. Yeah, I think Ben's going to absolutely love this movie. I think
Ben's going to laugh his head off.
Yeah.
I think Lucy's going to be a little weirded out. Have you seen Face Off?
No.
Okay.
Lucy will tolerate this movie.
No, I think Lucy will enjoy it, because Lucy likes John Travolta.
I don't.
Oh, I thought you did. You like Grease.
Not really.
Oh, you like... I've seen you watch things with John Travolta in that you enjoyed. So you enjoyed them in spite of John Travolta.
Sure.
So, okay. That is a stunning endorsement from Lucy.
So, context, I wasn't... me and Matt first watched this movie at 50,000 feet. We were given...
No, I'd seen it before. I showed you it at 50,000 feet above the Atlantic.
Yeah, that's right. And we were both drunk off our asses because turns out the alcohol whatever was in those gin.
The ABV, the alcohol percentage on planes is high for some reason.
Yeah.
We got some gin that is usually 40% in a shot and was 50% on the plane.
And we were just like, man, we were wondering why the hell we felt so fucking wasted. It turns out we were shit-faced at 50,000 feet, laughing our asses off.
We had 2 double gin and tonics each before we knew how strong they were, and then we got another one when we found out.
And meanwhile, we're watching Face Off, and we decide, man, this is a masterpiece. This is the greatest movie I've ever seen. I fucking love you, man. That's verbatim. You can quote us on that.
Luckily, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
But even on the plane to Vegas, which
Yes.
stopped in Toronto for a bit.
Yes. That was good. You got to do some ice skating. It was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good trip.
So we both agree Ben's going to love it. We think he's going to notice the face touching.
Yep.
What else do you think Ben might like?
Okay, key moments, I think. He's never been one to complain about the science or the absurdity. I know if Anne-Marie were here, she would object
She
to
would
the
object
science.
to the bit where there's like,
Yeah.
we're putting a microchip in your throat. That
Thing
will
is,
change your voice.
Some of it is
somehow?
carryovers from the original. I won't go too much into fun facts that I found, but some of it is carries over from the original script. It was originally set in the future.
Yes.
It was originally set in a scientific prison. And so all of that would have been like, oh yeah, you can cut his face off, put a new face on. It's Star Trek. Do it all the time. No, they decided they changed that. It's present day, but the face swapping and the super prison remains.
Well, it's just present day sci-fi in the way that so many things... Like, a lot of action movies are present day sci-fi in that, like, or present day setting, but with one future technology.
Yeah.
So in this movie, it's what if everything was like now, but prisons had the metal boots from Mario movies, and those are actually from the Mario movie production.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
In the 1980s, 90s, whatever. In the first Mario Brothers movie, where they wear the giant metal boots to stomp on the very humanoid lizards, they're the same prop. Because they made like 100 of them.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's great.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so this is just sort of present-day action movie, but with one future technology, in a way that so many are.
In terms of favourite bits, I can't for the life of me think of a favourite bit specifically. I don't know. If you want to make a guess, Matt.
I don't know. I feel like Ben's gonna cringe at the bit with the guy and his daughter.
There's a lot of that going around right now.
Yeah. I mean, because I don't know if Ben's gonna love the suck on my tongue scene, or the Nick Cage spontaneously coming against a nun, or that I like saying things so that Lucy looks at me.
Yeah,
That's such an expression, right?
I think Ben. My funniest bit.
The fact that the movie, spoilers, cover your ears, Lucy. The fact that the movie ends in a mirror factory.
No, that's halfway through.
Oh no! The fact that the movie has a scene in a mirror factory.
Oh yeah,
It doesn't end in it.
Yeah, I think my favourite ridiculous bit.
They keep nearly shooting themselves in the mirror.
Yeah, my favourite ridiculous bit is midway through the movie. John Travolta has been swapped with Nick Cage. Now Nick Cage has got John Travolta's skin on him, and he's walking to his office. He gropes a woman and it makes the cum face from earlier. And it's just so ridiculous. I think that's my highlight. Grope. Oh,
What a spontaneous coming in this movie.
yeah. Oh, but I'm well informed. I watched Cinema Sins.
Nice.
And
I skipped that one.
You should have. It's not that
Cinema
funny.
Sins are good for like
They're not
quick
good.
recaps of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, because it's just scene by scene.
Yeah, it's scene by scene, missing the point entirely, but scene by scene, sure.
Because last week, I think the episode would have been better if I had rewatched it a bit instead of waiting 10 years and then doing it for the episode.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough.
This I've seen a few times.
Okay. But that's my guess. I think Ben's going to find the group cum face into his office the funniest, the best.
I think he's just going to join Nick Cage. That's what we hope for. And that's why we say, you ain't seen... Fuck, I fucked up. And that's why we're saying to Ben, you ain't seen Face Off. All right, I think that's enough intro.
Yeah, that's enough intro.
Cool.
Let's get
right.
let's get Ben back in here.
Yeah, let's get Ben back in here.
Ben!
Ben! All right, we're back. So, Ben, what did you think of Face Off?
That was enjoyable, what I like to call enjoyable poop. In that it was really fun,
Yeah.
but really bad.
Like a poop.
Like poop. It was enjoyable poop. It was exactly the type of film that I love, in that it's that sort of 90s garbage where it has a really interesting premise and then just devolves into like insane action.
Until today, I couldn't have told you if this was 80s or 90s.
It's got a 90s flavour to it. Yeah. Like it smells of a 90s films for me have like a smell to them. So have you ever seen Double?
What you're smelling is cocaine.
Have you ever seen Double Jeopardy?
Yes.
No.
with Tommy Lee Jones.
I'm sorry, I ain't seen Double Jeopardy.
Okay.
Ooh,
You ain't
that's-
seen Double Jeopardy?
Add that to the list.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to add that to the list right now.
It reminded me of Double Jeopardy in that, like, I really enjoy it. It is the type of film that I, like, irrationally enjoy for no other good reason than I used to watch these films as a kid, and it's like my comfort zone. So this was great for that.
I wouldn't call it irrational to enjoy Face Off. It's one of the most famous movies ever.
Yeah, but I don't think that I could watch it and say, like, it's, like...
Worthy.
It definitely wouldn't get, like, above a 6 if I'm rating this fairly. In terms of enjoyment, it's, like, an 8 or a 9.
Well, that's what's your standard for rating?
I have to take into account the quality of the film.
The
And
quality
if
is
I'm-
great because it's made you enjoy yourself.
No, but if I'm laughing at it, which I was, while I'm enjoying it, I am also deducting points from it for that.
I think the movie knew exactly what it wanted to be. It's a movie where they take a man's face off and implant it onto another man's head.
They took his face off.
They took his face,
Yeah.
Ben. I don't think there's any point where it knew exactly what it wanted to be.
It was
knew
camp.
Yeah.
It was exactly what it aimed to be, and we were having fun, laughing at it. We were laughing with it, my friend.
Yeah. I almost wish it had gone a bit further, and there was a little bit at the end where they're having a fight, and I made the joke of Nicolas Cage is going to say, "Give me back my face," and, like, rip the face off. And I wish he had done that. Because storing the guy's dead body in the ambulance, in the same ambulance next to him.
He wasn't dead.
Well, he was organ donoring. Also, I don't know if
was
he was
face
dead. That
donoring.
was not answered.
Yeah. Well, thing is, it's interesting. That's one of the first deleted scenes. There was an alternative. There was an original ending. What we saw was the original ending that was in the script, but the studio changed it and then changed it back. In the original ending, John Travolta washes his face, looks up, and it's Nicolas Cage. Dun, dun, and then he looks down, and then he turns around, and it's still John Travolta. And there was a big old question mark on whether they actually switched back, I believe, is what they were going
That
for.
wouldn't be a question mark. That would just be like showing the psychological damage, I think.
Yeah.
Also that. There might have also been that.
It's not like Chucky where he's infected with his soul.
That's also part of it. It's like, psychological. They decided to then spend the money and get a happy ending where he adopts the son, etc.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very weirdly and suddenly. If you want to know another
He
fun
promised-
fact,
he
wait, let me
promised
go on.
it.
If you want to know another fun fact about the production of this movie, you know that scene where they're either side of a mirror and they turn around to shoot at each other, and because they're looking in a mirror, they're seeing the person they actually want to shoot?
Yeah.
The original plan was for this movie to end in a final action scene in a mirror factory.
Oh, man.
One thing I will say about that mirror factory, there should have been a moment where he shoots the glass before realizing that he's not him.
There was that moment. He just doesn't actually shoot it.
Yeah, I wish they'd done
That
it.
was what they were built. The thing with the mirror factory is they kept building up to these guys jumping at mirrors because they keep seeing the person who's tried to kill them.
Yeah,
So when they're in a mirror factory, they have to constantly fucking jump.
yeah.
Oh, God.
It's like in
Yeah.
any kind of kids fucking comic where the villain is gone into a fucking hall of mirrors.
In terms of, like, strengths, this is definitely a film to watch with friends.
Yes, and
Like-
cocaine.
Yeah. I don't think I would have had as much of a good time if I'd watched it on my own. But watching it in a group, it's quite fun.
Yeah.
I watched it with Stuart on a plane back from America because we had it on our own. We each had it on the screen on the back of the person in front of us thing, and I kept like timing it so that I would press play on both screens like at the same time, so we could be
Yeah.
in sync.
Also, Ben knows this story. We also got really, really drunk accidentally.
Oh, yeah, because alcohol,
The 50%
altitude.
gin.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Did you know that beforehand?
No.
No, we just like I said double gin and tonic, and then realized I was drunk.
On
It was
flight?
It was quadruple.
Are you insane?
Well, I mean, if it's normal gin, I would have been fine,
Yeah.
or at least I would have been
Point
a
is,
bit drunk.
I
not
think
smashed.
alcohol enhanced the movie-going experience.
Yeah, I could probably see that.
Yeah.
I mean, this film is like sniffing glue stupid from start to finish. Like, but it benefits from it.
Yeah.
It's
I
great.
love that it is this ridiculous premise, that they have to try and play it straight, which is the
It was
great
supposed to
thing.
be set in the future.
That was that was the original script. It was set in the future. It was a sci-fi prison, but then the director...
Because it was more Demolition Man at the time.
Isn't that like the plot of The Sixth Sense
I'd never seen it.
with Bruce Willis? I think it wasn't Bruce Willis in the end. It was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, not The Sixth Sense.
It was The Sixth Day.
A movie no one's
Okay,
ever heard
so-
of.
You should clone yourself.
So a man.
Ah.
So the premise of this one is a man meets a clone of himself and stumbles into a grand conspiracy about clones taking over the world.
Okay, kind of like Us.
Kind of.
I've not seen Us.
So Ben, what does this movie have to do with Face Off?
Well, it just sort of reminded me of it, where like
Fair enough.
it's got the evil guy pretending to be family man and doing family stuff, and you know,
I mean, it's a doppelganger movie.
Yeah,
They've
the
been
actual
done.
guy has to like, yeah. Well, it's just the way that you said it's set in the future, where this one is sort of more futuristic, not entirely in the future, but
Stuart, you have something to say?
Well, speaking of Arnie of sorts, one guess who was originally one of the listings to be in this movie, and guess who his co-star would have been?
was it Adam Sandler?
No, it was
In the 90s.
Yeah, you get one guess. It's Arnie versus Stallone.
Oh man,
That would have been great.
that would have been great.
Right.
Guess movie with two enormous people.
But they played around with a few options. It was also Nicolas Cage versus Johnny Depp. And then also Douglas Adams, Michael Douglas. Sorry. Sorry.
Hitchhiker's Guide to Face Off.
Yeah. Okay. Michael Douglas versus Harrison Ford. Can you imagine either of those two in those roles as they were?
Alright, I have a question for you. You're remaking it now. We just found out today that apparently Face Off 3 is coming to Netflix at some point.
And I didn't even know Face Off 2 didn't exist.
I didn't know either. Assume you don't know who's actually in it. Who would you put in a present day Face Off?
Morgan Freeman
Okay.
versus Harry Kane. I mean Michael Caine.
Okay. Let's go for two people without the problem.
Problem?
You know the problem.
What's the problem?
One of them would have to do blackface.
You know who I could see in a sort of a campier sort of thing? They're going to laugh, but actually, you know what I think could work, especially in a role like this? Who's the kid from Kingsman?
Oh,
Taron
Eggsy Tarleton.
Taron Egerton versus Daniel Radcliffe.
No, Daniel Radcliffe, Elijah Wood.
No, that's too obvious. They're too similar already.
No, that's exactly the point. You do Face Off, but
No,
they already have to say.
I feel like Daniel Radcliffe could totally... After watching the Jungle Hunt movie, where he plays a billionaire psychopath or whatever, I totally think Daniel Radcliffe could pull off Unhinged. And I think Taron Egerton could be that straight man that has to then pretend to be insane.
Daniel
I think
Radcliffe does the wrong kind of insane. He doesn't do gun-toting, druggy insane. He does rich guy losing his composure insane.
Have you seen Guns Akimbo?
No, I keep meaning to. The one where he's got guns. For
Yeah,
his
exactly.
hands.
I've not seen that either. But that poster alone, the poster alone makes me think he could totally pull it off. I'm pulling a face right now, and it's the Guns Akimbo poster.
That was a famous line from the movie Guns Akimbo.
Do you see what I mean? I think that could totally do it.
Okay.
What about Michael Cera and Keanu Reeves? Just two completely different people. Yeah.
I feel like you've got to pick two kind of like big
It's got to be action, guys. You can't make... Scott Pilgrim was a very long time ago, and Michael Cera's like not really an action guy. That's why that movie worked.
I wouldn't have it as an action film. I
You
sort
could
of
do it
imagine
with two of the Chris's.
Oh.
Like Chris Pratt and Chris Pine. Because they all have the same build. Because they're all fucking in the same movies.
Can you imagine Adam Driver versus the T-Rex from 65? No, I don't know.
Adam Driver would be good for this because he's got a weird face.
Oh,
No offense to Adam Driver.
Wow.
who's
he's
listening.
handsome.
Yeah, he's handsome, but it's in a weird way.
Well, I mean, I was going to say
Okay.
that the reason that I
A
would...
lot of the most handsome people have very distinct faces.
Fair enough. Okay, who do you have him against?
All right, Adam Driver. Oh shit.
While you're thinking...
Bruce Willis.
Oh, God.
No, I don't.
While you're thinking of that, I was going to say the reason that I picked Michael Cera and Keanu Reeves is that I imagine what Keanu Reeves does in his spare time is like, I don't know, like ramp motorcycles off of like really dangerous stuff and like come up with new booze and stuff. Whereas Michael Cera, I sort of, no offense to Michael Cera, he's the sort of person that I would associate with like picking through someone's bins. So it would just be funny to see Keanu Reeves trying to do that and Michael Cera just like horribly failing at like motorcycle stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're thinking of a comedy, not necessarily an action movie.
Yeah, this is
What was
a comedy
this?
in a very. This is an unintentional. Well, it's probably intentional, but this is not a comedy directly. Like it's funny for different reasons.
Yeah.
All right, I have one. Peter Dinklage.
I'm probably going to cut everything from Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Okay.
I think, what about if we dig up Hitler?
To rewind a little bit, with Ben's point about joking, it's a comedy and stuff, I will say, some of the science is fucking absurd and stuff. Like, they're at a point that they're able to basically 3D print new ears for people. They're able to erase scars. They're able to cut off love handles and stuff. And we can only...
That was just liposuction. That was the one thing you could actually do.
That's the one thing you could actually do. It's just...
The thing was, you can't put it back. I don't know what they thought.
It's just, this is top secret government stuff. They're just sitting on this technology exclusively for their special agents and stuff. I mean, what kind of... monsters are they? And also, what kind of insurance do the FBI guys have that they can just grow them a new ear on the taxpayers' dime? You know?
I mean, they had the money because otherwise they'd lose the LA. I gotta say that is kind of the problem with so many like near sci-fi or like government secret project movies.
Yeah.
Is that like almost always you have to ask, why aren't you sharing this potential cure for cancer or regrowing limbs shit with everyone else?
Yeah.
You see,
It's
like...
part of why fucking Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. got weird. You sort of got to be like, it seems like you have a lot of stuff that we might want to be public.
Yeah.
No, but you see, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is bad.
Yes.
It's written by children
For children.
Man children.
Yeah, good point.
Well, it was written during Avengers hype. The first Avengers had just come out. I watched the first episode and didn't care to watch the rest of it. But I did think about catching up with it, and I saw one episode on the TV, and I'm like, one guy that was introduced in the pilot as like the new recruit, and it turns out he was actually Hydra the whole time. I'm like, oh, that's actually interesting. And then I'm like, oh, and then I went ahead and didn't watch it.
They did nothing with it.
Really?
Yeah, I watched the entire first season.
Okay.
It sucked. Yeah.
Maybe it gets good almost all of the way through, like Steven Universe.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This is for Stuart's benefit.
Oh, it's
Steven Universe takes a long time to get good.
okay. Well, I mean, yeah. Unfortunately, I
It's
was
like 40 episodes.
no 30
Okay, it's like 30 episodes.
See,
at 11 minutes apiece. But the thing is, it's the anime problem and stuff. Just wait until season 6. That's when this character has an arc, and then it becomes watchable. But you got to wait until. But wait, season 6. But then it gets bad for a bit during season 7 and 8. But then season 12. That's when it really kicks up again. And it's like, okay, when is the show actually worth watching? Probably this one. Probably like 30 minutes of this one episode is when it's really good, and that's when it all comes together.
oh, that's what I was going to say.
It's the anime problem.
That's what I was going to say as well. I'm fairly sure last time we talked, I tried to justify like when Andor gets good. I'd like to revise that statement. All of Andor is good. If you don't like it at the minute, you can go and fuck yourselves.
So it's actually that you're bad.
No, you're bad.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
bad. I will say, in terms of my serious criticisms for this film, in the context of it is stupid and like but enjoyable action comedy stuff, I wish that Nicolas Cage pretending to be John Travolta, I can't remember his name.
Castor Troy and Sean Archer.
Castor Troy.
Stan Archer? Sean Archer.
I wish Castor Troy had gone madder with power and done some actual shit with the power he had.
He did quite a lot, but a lot of it was off screen.
I mean,
because it's about the interaction between those two.
Yeah, but
they keep mentioning like, oh, your set of hundreds of raids of all your competing fucking criminal organizations.
No, but I would have liked to have seen him go a little bit further, though. Like, I mean, he's at one point he's like the head of the FBI.
Yeah.
I would want to see him like go and plant a bomb in the mayor's house or something, or fuck the president's wife, or
You didn't really need to.
I would have liked to have
You
seen
fucked the protagonist's wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can sort of, like, he's a sex crazed
I'm
lunatic.
interested in the fact that you think the head of the FBI is just allowed to fuck the president's wife.
I mean, not explicitly, but I'm guessing after defusing a bomb that saved Los Angeles,
That the president would be like, be my guest.
no, he would like invite him to the White House, and then while he's there, he's just like, "Oh, Barbara Bush, I presume."
Oh, this was when in the 90s was this?
I think it was late, so probably Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton.
Yeah,
President Hillary Clinton. Oh no, as in the president's wife.
the first lady
Yeah, sorry, that
Hillary
was stupid
Clinton.
of me.
Yeah,
I think the thing, your criticism is that there wasn't enough of it and stuff. That's not a bad criticism. I want more.
No, it's not. It's not. I wish that, like, so when he gets the power of being the FBI director, what does he do with it?
Do a load of Gestapo raids on his criminal, like...
No, that's
bad
before.
bookers.
That's before, because he gets chewed out about that. What does he do when he becomes the
Oh,
head?
as in when the guy... After
When the
guy's
guy
had a heart
dies.
attack.
But that's
What
only
does
like
he do?
it's only like a day later. He
Exactly.
doesn't have much time.
I would bring that event much, much closer to the start of the film. Kill him off almost immediately. Have...
It's part of the story, though.
No, have... what's his face? John Travolta's character... Sean. Have Sean Archer, like, having to deal with, like, his mentor being killed before he swaps his face, and he's about to be named the head of the FBI, but oh no,
Oh, so he
we're
doesn't
going to
give him
need
the
to
heart attack, he
exactly.
just
So it's like when Castor Troy gets his face, he's already the de facto head of the FBI, and he's free to do crazier shit.
Oh, so as in... Well, either already or, like, goes back to the inauguration sort of thing.
Yeah. I would, in fact, I would not have the
might be
mentor.
cool.
I would not have the mentor character appear at all. Just like, or maybe have it so like, Castor Troy killed the mentor character, and that's why forgotten his name.
Archer or Troy?
Archer.
Yeah.
That's why Archer wants to like.
So this
get
is a bad
revenge.
movie because you can't remember any of the characters' names, you're saying?
I mean, the main character does have an incredibly generic name.
I don't know, Archer? They made a whole show called Archer.
Archer. Yeah, I can remember Archer.
Kept waiting for someone to say phrasing.
I can't remember his first name.
The thing is, the head of the FBI's death, that's a pivotal moment because it means we've got our bad guy. He's already pretty powerful, yeah? But with the death of the head of the FBI, he's about to become untouchable.
Yeah.
And he's about to become...
Also, I wouldn't believe, like, pre-face swap Sean Archer's character, I wouldn't believe that the guy that they're constantly setting up as unstable and damaged could make himself the head of the FBI anyway.
No. But like, this is what I'm saying. So, Archer is lined up to become the head of the FBI before his face.
Yeah, I just
is
don't think he
swapped.
would be, that's what I'm saying.
Also,
Like,
additionally...
I don't think that the guy in the opening scene where he's shouting at his co-workers and just stressing out and ruining his own family, like, that guy is just not going to become even lined up to be the head of the FBI.
Additionally, though, as well, it's the head of the FBI that's stopping Sean Archer from doing the things that he wants to do before the face-off. Like, he wants to, instead of taking his face off, evacuate the city and go further with the interrogations. Yeah, but the FBI is going like,
Evacuate all of LA.
we can't evacuate all of it. You're talking out your ass, son. You gotta go take your fucking face off. And that's the solution for
Give
this
me your
problem.
badge and your gun and your face.
I feel like you're making a whole other movie here.
Yeah, it's just like, I would have liked to have seen the Gestapo shit go a bit further. So have him like,
Well, they could have just showed more of it.
just
Might have
yeah,
satisfied
exactly.
that.
Just go round on like a like killing frenzy or like arrest spree where he just like goes up to people that he doesn't like, and it's just like, you're under arrest, I'm going to kill you, you're under arrest, and then in between that he fucks the mayor's
You've
wife.
you've seen Mitchell and Webb, I assume.
Yes.
You know the difference between you and me. I can actually arrest people. Like you. Go to prison. What? Go to prison. You heard me. Go to prison and stay there. What? But you're just a community support officer. You can't do anything. I am a policeman. Go to prison.
So I was just thinking when you did the pointing thing of the bit where he's just had the face swap, he's like, fuck you! What's the next guy? Fuck you! Fuck you!
Eat shit. Eat shit. Eat shit. You can definitely eat shit. Eat shit.
Okay, so but again, I'm rewinding finally a little bit better. The funeral of the head of the FBI guy. That's the weak point. That's when they have to get him. The movie sets all these moments up, so we have an opportunity to take him down. I will concede though, more Gestapo shit would have been great. That scene where he's on the rooftop and the raid's going down on the bald guy's apartment, and he's just laughing at the top. I did like that shot.
Apartment complex.
Oh man, drug money is where the real money is and stuff. Like we went into the podcast game. There's no money in the podcast game.
None at all.
But if we were to somehow funnel our drug money into the podcast game, then maybe we'd be able to get some views on this.
Growing lead in Stuart's shed he doesn't have.
Yeah.
Man, I did set up a drug empire in Rimwold, actually. Yeah, I'm currently the planet's greatest exporter of
Stay on
cocaine.
topic, I swear to God.
I thought you were going to say spice.
Well, it's called flake.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see more of those raids because, the FBI head is talking about them. Oh, these raids, you know too much, Archer. You know too much. I'm starting to get suspicious. The president wants to fucking see her. Oh, really? That's really interesting. Whoa, heart attack.
This is it.
Yeah.
I think
You know how you can give someone with like some palpitations an instant death heart attack?
Yep.
And then immediately call them an ambulance, but they showed no recovery.
He took his time with it.
Yeah, like, would they not be able to tell from, when he fucking clobbered him? Like,
They wouldn't be
should be
looking
able
for
to tell
it.
a lot of things.
Yeah.
in this.
My rationale, they wouldn't be looking for clobbering. They're like, heart attack, closed case, we're not going to look.
I mean, any bruises the guy has,
they had
fucking Troy can just be
he
like,
could-
he fell on my desk.
he could say, I was trying to give him CPR and I bruised him because that looks like
It'll break your ribs.
Yeah, there we
I
go.
mean, they've got DNA testing in the 90s, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
No,
they were already in a room.
They didn't
together.
actually
I want
invent DNA.
yet.
They didn't actually invent DNA until 2001.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you can Wikipedia that.
They discovered it after the Space Odyssey.
Yep.
Also, minor casting alteration I would make.
Peter Dinklage.
The Captain Mentory guy, I would replace him with the captain from Bad Boys.
No,
always
that,
like,
you were complaining
the
that it
mayor's
was
coming
too
out my
funny.
ass.
Ben, you were already complaining that it's too funny. That guy from Bad Boys is too funny.
He's hilarious.
Like, hey, you coming in here, you're ruining my day. Hey, Susie, these motherfuckers are trying to ruin my day.
Yeah.
I'm
It's not too funny. It's just like, I wish they had gone further. Is my only complaint.
I feel like you're trying to have it both ways. You're complaining that it's too funny, and then
No, I
you're
didn't
complaining.
say that.
Honestly,
I didn't say
this
that.
movie didn't go too far enough.
I'm fairly sure I didn't say it was too funny, and if I did, I would like that redacted.
You like that redacted from the record?
Yes,
Okay.
this film is not too funny. It's the right amount of funny, and it plays it straight.
Fine, Lucy, go to the minutes. Redact Ben's comments from the record.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you, Lucy.
Yeah.
What was your favourite bit? Me and Matt kind of couldn't think of one that you would find.
I could think of too many.
I'll be honest. I have my favourite bit, which I'm gonna think might be your favourite bit. What was your favourite bit?
I think the whole sequence where he gets his face taken off and the immediate aftermath where he's telling everyone to go and fuck themselves was pretty good.
That is a good scene.
Also, the Gestapo raid scene in the drug apartment, that was also pretty good.
There is so much unnecessary front flips during gunshots in this
Yes.
movie.
Yeah.
Like there's a bit in the church gunfight where Nick Cage is shooting someone kind of crouched down, does a front flip onto his back to roll over, but no one has shot. He just decided to do that.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's a John Woo movie.
Yeah.
The gunfights and the cables flying everywhere.
The thing is, I can appreciate it's a 90s movie that hadn't quite got CGI yet, and not properly anyway.
Honestly,
So
this is so good not having CGI.
they're still using squibs. They're using real explosions. Obviously, there's a bit of CGI fire every now and again, to get shit safe. It depends who's doing it. But I can appreciate that actually there's tangible stuff being blown up. Nowadays, these kids these days, in the immortal words of some guy from a documentary I watched, miracles are cheap. And they're able to do so much more of the CGI than they ever could with practical effects, which I can appreciate, But man, it's just so good when you can actually see that room actually being trashed.
Yeah. It just adds a little bit more oomph to it. And I think the part of the charm is that it is imperfect.
There's definitely a lot of charm to seeing actors get fucking messy and dirty and the room get covered in shit that someone has to clean up.
Yeah.
Like people shoot a gun in a room and then like paper shreddings are flying everywhere.
Yeah.
In a way that physically makes no sense, but just makes it more dynamic and fun.
It's chaotic and it's energy. It's so fun to watch. It makes you enthralled, you know?
Even in like emotional scenes as well. Like, you know, you can put like CGI rain in now and stuff like that. Like, you can't tell me that having Andy Dufresne crawl through 4 football fields worth of shit and come out at the other side and then like just be hit with like CGI rain.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to make a note here that Ben is comparing Face Off to The Shawshank Redemption. I'd like to make that clear for the record.
Not comparing. Not comparing.
I totally understand the point you're making.
CGI rain for that shot, but in shots where someone's face isn't actually getting hit by water, CGI rain is very good for actors. Because if you're on set and you get rained on, it's a fucking horrible experience.
I like the scenes when John Travolta isn't fucking his own daughter.
Oh, God.
Daughter fucking in these recent movies.
Yeah, I blame Matt. He started this trend. And
I didn't make Old Boy.
But you made me sit through it.
I think I felt a bit uncomfortable when John Travolta is peering round the door
At his
daughter's ass, and like
obviously
I know
it
it's
has
not him.
Obviously Nicolas Cage is in there at the time. But
him doing the purposely creepy misdirection thing where he's like, "You have something I crave," and takes her cigarettes. Like, that was uncomfortable.
Oh God! Like,
one of the weird things though, he does evolve. I think, in a weird, twisted way, he does enjoy being a father. I say twisted.
He tries to do some parenting, but only when it gives him excuses to do horrible violence or basically be inappropriate in a positive way.
Yeah.
Him being like, you shouldn't smoke while smoking one because it gets to be funny for him.
Yeah, but the thing is, he enjoys being a parent, and he does think if he's resigned to the fact that maybe he won't get his face back. Maybe he can just live this life forever. You know, be head of the FBI, whatever.
I mean, it's either that or it's just that, like, because the things he's doing aren't really conducive to living that life forever. Like, giving your daughter a knife is not a good choice for living your life forever.
No.
But it is good for, I'm going to be like this for a while until I can get all the money and the power and then the women and leave.
Yeah.
So, let's fuck around.
Yeah, I guess it's maybe on some level it's like it's a life that he could never have, and so he's going to indulge and embrace that a little bit. Yeah, because he doesn't have to be nice to his wife. Yeah, of course he wants to fuck her out of spite, but like he doesn't have to do all that. Like he could just be a piece of shit, show up.
I mean, he's also a massive perv.
Yeah.
Like, the guy seems to instantly come touching an ass.
Yeah.
In multiple scenes.
Yeah. That's probably
Like
the biggest
the choir scene with the head banging and then the grabbing her ass.
I was certain
Or
that he...
in his office, assaulting his co-worker.
I was
It's the
certain,
90s, you could do whatever you wanted.
I was honestly certain that he might have known that person in the choir, like she was some sort of lookout or something. But it's just like, no, that's just some random person.
She just thought he was hot and dropped her things so he would pick it up.
I mean, he's Nicolas Cage, he's hot. 90s Nicolas Cage. He hadn't quite grown into 2010's Nicolas Cage, and he hadn't quite grown
out of
into that really sexy 2020s Nicolas Cage. But, you know, I think 90s Nicolas Cage is a lot harder than 80s Nicolas Cage.
He was definitely doing a lot more roids. Like, he was the weird kind of shredded when he was young.
Yeah.
Like, him in Con Air looks strange.
Yeah.
He keeps wearing, like, vests and sleeveless shirts to show off his shoulders.
It's the
it's the way the shoulders like arch around like that, and it's just got like this massive muscle like at the top, and then it's like at the bottom it like the abs are sort of like crumpling a little bit, so it looks like some sort of weird fucking
But he's
snake
also got
person.
the face and hair of Nick Cage.
Yeah.
It's the
With the bunny back in the box.
It's the Bruce Willis effect. You know, the vest was hot at the time. You know, like
Honestly, Con Air is so many strange decisions.
Yeah.
It's basically the same as this in like most ways.
The
but
section
a bit
where
more racist.
The section where Steve Buscemi sort of disappears with the
with the
child.
And he has his little redemption because he's like, I murdered and raped like 500 people, but I met a child once, and now I'm better.
I don't think that movie ever implied that he's better.
I mean, he has a bit of a redemption and makes the choice not to kill her. And also at the end, when they crash into Vegas, he just fucks off to do some gambling. And the movie's like, that's the end. I guess you're supposed to assume he gets arrested again, but they're not exactly anti that guy.
Yeah. Final thoughts. Okay, so I would rate this movie, good. Ben, out of 10, I guess.
6 out of 10. Good, fun, but dumb as hell.
And are you happy that me and Matt made you watch it?
Yes, I'm very happy that I got to see this.
I would rate this between 7 and 8, but on the you should see rating scale, which is the scale of how much you should show your friends if they haven't seen the movie, this is a 10.
Yeah.
Like, if your friend tells you they have never seen Face Off, it is your duty and, honestly, fun prerogative to show them the movie.
Yeah.
So it's exactly like you ain't seen Bad Boys 2.
Yeah. So, Ben, you're welcome. You're fucking welcome.
Thank you.
Next topic, next week, month, season, it's Matt's turn again. We have our movies.
Room.
We've got...
Room.
Wait a second.
Room.
Shut up. Before you say Room, let
Room.
me... Yeah, so we've got Room, starring Brie Larson and the other guy and stuff.
Nah, let's not do that one.
We've got Sunshine.
Is that the one where they drill into the core of the sun?
I wish.
Please.
Okay.
No, not again.
Okay. We've got Boy, District 9, and Double Jeopardy.
That wasn't on the list.
It is
No,
not
you
on
just
the
added
list.
that now, didn't you?
I added it down, yeah.
I want
I'm
to-
leaning towards Sunshine.
I really want to watch. I really want to watch Room.
I'm leaning towards Boy. I've also never seen District 9.
Ooh. I feel like we're not going to settle this here. We'll decide when we get there, because, yeah,
We'll see you next week.
See you next time on You Should See. My name's Mr. Stewart.
Oh, lean in for the ASMR.
That's Ben. And
I'm... okay.
hey, don't forget to
He still
like
hasn't
and
said that I'm Ben.
like, subscribe, comment movies that you think we should watch if we haven't, or talk about and stuff. And this has been great. See you guys next time. Bye.